Hello again, this is Rubber Band, and I'm going to be doing another Key Machine Chronicles today. This is the new one to the shop. This is my Black Widow kind of all-in-one key machine, and I'm going to be cutting a tubular key today, mainly because I think that's the most interesting for this type of machine to be able to do, and I think it would kind of illuminate one of the neat things that this thing does. So here's where we're at. So I'm gonna remove the shield here. That just kind of keeps all the chips out of the way. So what we have in here, I'm gonna just zoom in on it. This is a tubular key jaw. I'm gonna jaw the key in, and then we'll go on to how I tell it what to cut and the like. So for these, I like to just kind of get to so there's a lip right here, and that's where this part of the anvil is going to go, right here. So we're going to drop it right about in here, and then I like to take the bow of the key and force this spring-loaded plunger over to keep everything nice and even. Make sure that it's sitting on the top edge of that, and once it's pretty firmly tight, I'm just going to go ahead and replace the shield. I'm cutting FEOK2, which is an in-shop brand name that I have for the reverse of FEOK1, the ubiquitous elevator key. I named it that just for the purpose of separation because literature was not really consistent with how to cut those. So I just did that for simplification's sake, so I'm going to zoom out. So we've got an app control here. We'll go ahead and zoom in on that. So I've got the app for this key machine up on the iPad. I've inputted the reverse bitting, so it would be 6, 1, 4, 3, 5, 2, 1. So for FEOK1. So just reverse that. So starting from and going clockwise. So all I really need to do now is tell it to cut. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna just kind of post it up right here. I'm gonna lower it so it's kind of like right on the level here, so you can kind of see the neat way with which this does its job. So we're gonna go cut, and here we go. It does a lot of calibrating, which is nice for things that tend to be kind of finicky, like tubular keys. I got this because it's a whole heck of a lot better than using a miniature lathe to generate these keys. So with all further ado, I'm just going to kind of let you watch once it starts spinning, and then I'll show you some of the other features that it's got. I'm going to be just doing tubular keys today. Here we go. All right, pretty neat, right? So as a secondary step, once you're done with this, typically you would need to deburr your keys because it will leave sort of mechanical imperfections, as is it's not anytime you put a cutting surface to metal. But the neat thing about this is you can actually run a clean up cut sequence after you have your initial cuts out of the way, and it'll just go through and it will spin at kind of a higher rate and just kind of clean everything up and make it nice and polished. So we'll just be watching that part for this one. And then after this, we can just have a look at the key, and then I'll be doing other sequences about residential style keys and the like, and we're going to see how it holds up to that, because this is a fairly new machine to me. Pretty cool, huh? I like it, specifically for tubular keys because it is a great time saver. Sorry about my speech impediment jumping out at you. I'm gonna be stuttering and stammering. That one was actually legitimate. I actually did stutter through that one. So, okay, here we go. I just like to make sure all the chips go off in here rather than my bench top because there's a chip tray that can be removed. I'll show another couple of neat features that I like this. So app control is cool. You can favorites, different key codes. I cut a lot of the same key code. And this machine's end home will eventually be in my convention van. I'm getting a vehicle together to be able to go to lock conventions and security conventions across the United States. And this will be one way with which I can kind of furnish keys on the go and kind of hopefully get some more of those hooligan keys out there. So, a couple of other features that I like about this. I'm just going to go ahead and show you. This is really cool. It's got a heavy-duty pop-up carry handle. Let's go ahead and tilt it. This is cool. Built-in storage right in here. So I've got this. There's a hex key and stuff in here. Tip, stop, calibration tools and all that. And cutter storage. So this is pretty cool. I like that a lot. And you can replace the jaws really easily by just moving this thumb screw and sliding it out. Now, let's go ahead and just get our key out of here. I'll show you the finished key. And we'll close out part one. So, as you can see, there's no burring. It's very nicely cut. It looks like a finished factory key. You can get a carbide end mill, and it will cut steel keys. And that's really cool because normal carbide cutting tips for anything are incredibly expensive, and they're not as a little end mill for these things. This is just it's basically just a little automated end mill, and they just made it programmable to cut keys. So I really like it. I got a really good deal on it from American Key Supply. They don't sponsor me, but they should. And I will go over some other particulars about the machine. Again, this is just part one. There's a lot to these all-in-one machines, and I'm going to do kind of an exploratory series about this one in particular. And as always, I've been Rubber Band, and thanks for watching.